Can you see me okay here? How about people on Zoom? Can you see me as well? Great.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, good morning. Thank you for allowing me to speak today. I am from Work and Learn, Indiana. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about who we are, but absolutely what you were saying, we are a pathway to help you with your workforce. So I'm going to be talking in depth about our services and our platform that we have. Do you have a clicker or do I need to move this presentation?
Oh, it should, yeah, you have to do it by hand. But you have to, it's really weird right now. For some reason, just go up to the arrow first. Should work. Oh, that's good. That's right.
Perfect. Thank you.
There you go. Now the
Okay.
arrows will work.
So my name is Ashley Williams, and I'm the Assistant Director of Employer Engagement for Work and Learn Indiana. So what does that mean? What do I do? Well, I am really trying to speak to as many employers across the state, all 92 counties. I'm working with local chambers, obviously, as well as economic development corporations, as well as nonprofits and even like community action programs, just trying to get in front of small businesses, nonprofits, large businesses, mid-size, you name it, to really talk about the platform that we have. I have my information here on the screen, and for those that are in person, I also gave you a business card with a fun little coaster to help you remember a little bit about Work and Learn Indiana. So by show of hands, how many of you have heard of Indiana INTERNnet? Couple here in the room. Okay, so Indiana INTERNnet and Work and Learn Indiana are the same organization. We've been around since 2001, but we actually did a new rebrand, and it's just got effective September 30th. So this is brand new. If you've never seen our logo or anything, that is why. And one of the questions we get all the time is, why did you rebrand to Work and Learn Indiana? And there are three main reasons. The first one, in my opinion, is kind of funny, but a lot of people thought we were an internet services provider. The name Indiana INTERNnet, people thought we were like Comcast or an AT&T, that they could get internet from us, and you can't. Indiana INTERNnet also made people think of only college students and only internships. And we're really trying to expand outside of just internships. We're really moving towards apprenticeships, co-ops, on-the-job training. Different organizations call them different things, but we really wanted to expand that. And then kind of the big three, the big new one that's coming out is we are not only going to be working with colleges and universities still like we have for 20 years, but we're moving into the K-12 space as well. And I'll be talking a little bit more in depth about that. So let me give you a little bit of a background about Work and Learn Indiana. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our creation and our history. So the mission statement for Work and Learn Indiana is to be the catalyst for expanding the creation and use of experiential learning opportunities as a key strategy in retaining Indiana's top talent. And again, like I stated earlier, we were actually created in 2001, and we were originally named Indiana INTERNnet as a response to research highlighting Indiana's issues around brain drain. And then it was initially hosted by the Greater Indianapolis Chamber of Commerce in partnership with the University of Indianapolis. And now currently we are a program of the Institute for Workforce Excellence, a 501c3 subsidiary of the Indiana Chamber of Commerce. So I'm an employee of the Indiana Chamber of Commerce, and the program, the Work and Learn Indiana program, is an umbrella under the Indiana Chamber. So making connections, this is exactly what I do every day, trying to make connections with employers around the state. So we are actually a free work-based learning program matching students and employers and opportunities across the state. So who are we? What do we do? That's what we do. We are a platform where you as an employer for free can go to our site, post a work-based learning opportunity, an internship, whatever it may be. And for free, a student can go and apply for that position. So this is just a platform that gets all of the students looking for internships, the thousands of students, to one site. And again, for free, the employers can actually post them there. It's a very simple process. You can simply go to workandlearnindiana.com and register. It takes about 10 minutes for an employer to register on our site. And as the Assistant Director of Employer Engagement, I'm actually going through and reviewing and approving all new organizations that come to our site. Again, we kind of work with the big three, the individuals or the students looking for work-based learning opportunities. Again, working with the Indiana employers. And then I also have a counterpart. Her name is Sally Sideshow, and Sally works with the educators specifically. So where I'm working with employers, she's working with the Ivy Techs, the Purdue's, all of the other colleges, and the local high schools, because again, we're going to be moving into the K-12 space as well. Another really great thing about our platform is we provide high-touch, high-tech services to anyone seeking or promoting work-based learning experiences. So if you're an employer and you're wanting to see how many students in Tippecanoe County are looking for internship opportunities, you would be able to do that on our site for free once you register. You actually have the opportunity too to look through the resumes right at your fingertips. So if you post an internship with your organization, then you can actually go and handpick and look for students that are at a specific college. If you're only wanting to look at Purdue students, or you're only wanting to look at Ivy Tech, or if you're wanting to look at both, you could also go in there and look per program. If you're specifically looking for someone to join your accounting or finance team or your social media and marketing team, you have the ability to do all that through our free platform. So by the numbers, this is what I think is really fascinating about the Work and Learn platform. 87% of our internships are paid. The national average is 60%. So how do we get that number? How do we get over 87% of our internships paid? I'm going to talk to you in a few minutes about the Earn program, which is a fantastic benefit for employers and students. The average wage that we are seeing on our site for paid internships is $13 an hour. Quite honestly, I've seen them as high as $30 an hour for engineering students. But our going rate right now that we're seeing is $13. I do expect that to go up with, we know the average hourly rates for numerous employers are going up right now too. And we have over 4,700 students that are currently searching for work-based learning opportunities on our site. So Earn Indiana, this is what I was telling you about a moment ago, and this is how employers can get reimbursed for internships and how students can get paid. So if you've never heard of Earn Indiana, it is funded through the Indiana Commission for Higher Education. They are a great partnership of Work and Learn Indiana and the Indiana Chamber. We have numerous meetings a month with them to discuss the Earn program and how to make it even a better program. And especially as now we're going to be moving into the K-12 space as well. But Earn stands for the Employment Aid Readiness Network. And it gives students with financial needs access to resume building, experiential paid positions. And it provides employers up to a 50% wage match for earning students. So let's say we have an employer that's wanting to hire an intern to come and work in their HR department, and they want to pay, let's say, $16 an hour. And the student is working for that internship and they are Earn eligible, and the employer posts that it's an Earn eligible position and it's approved. Then on the back end, they're going to get a reimbursement of 50%. So that $8 an hour match for that initially $16 an hour internship position. So this really enhances the student employer matching through the partnership with Work and Learn Indiana, because we are the approved organization that is allowed for Earn funds. So what's really great about this is, let's say you post an internship And you also, post an internship on the work and learn site, but you also post it on your own internal site. And let's say you find the intern on your own internal site. You can simply have the student, if they're not registered on our site, go to work and learn. The student can register for free. They do not have to go to their own college's financial aid department to see if they are earn eligible. It's all done right on the site because we're linked with the commission, and they can see if that student right there, student can see if they're earn eligible. If they're earn eligible, they're going to be denoted on our site with that green earn flag, as well as the internship. If it is an earn internship, the employer will be denoted with that green flag. So it's a pretty easy system to see who's eligible and who's not. Now, what's the criteria for it to be an earn internship? So obviously it must be paid, and then it has to last at least 8 weeks, but no more than a year. So there's a lot of flexibility there. So you might be just looking for a summer intern, but you also might be looking for a fall or spring semester or almost a full year. So that is not a problem. There's a lot of flexibility with this program. And during an academic calendar, the students can work between 12 and 20 hours per week. And during the summer, it's 12 to 40 hours per week because they are still a student first. It may not be political or sectarian, and it has to be less than 25% administrative in nature. So it is not our goal to have the interns scanning all of your documents, filing all your documents, getting your coffee. That is not the kind of experiential learning opportunity that the students need. And it may not already be designated as a federal work study opportunity. So student criteria, we talked about the employer criteria already for the internships, but to be eligible for an Earn Indiana internship, a student must A, be an Indiana resident, B, they cannot have a bachelor's degree prior to the term the student plans to work. And a student must also be enrolled in either a full-time or part-time eligible Indiana college or university, and here's the big part, and have an expected family contribution as determined by the 2021 FAFSA, free application for federal student aid, less than or equal to $24,570. That number changes each year. So that is the current number. So the family contribution has to be less than that for the student to be eligible for EARN. So this is what I was talking about a moment ago, but connecting your network to Earn Indiana. After you find an intern, again, this is if you did not find the intern through our site, but if you maybe posted the internship, through a local radio station or however, maybe you posted on Indeed, however you post it, we encourage you to post at different places. Work and Learn is one avenue, and we want you to absolutely use this resource. But if you post other ways too, that's fine. But if you found that student that you think would be a great fit for the EARN program, the student would need to come to our site as well to see if they are EARN eligible. There are over 160,000 Indiana students that are eligible for the EARN program, and that is just at the collegiate level. So this is a really great thing I wanted to show you. Once you, an employer, post an internship on our site for free, I will continue to tell you that over and over, for free, it kind of does the job for you. So what I mean by that, once you post, it's automatically going out to over 50 colleges in the state already. So you wouldn't have to call Purdue, you wouldn't have to call Ivy Tech, you wouldn't have to call IUK or Wabash or wherever it may be. The posting is already going out to their site. So that's how I talked about earlier, we're high touch, high tech. On the back end, it's posting your internship for you and going out to over 50 colleges in the state. This is not all encompassing of every college that we are partnered with, but just a really good list to show you. Now, Graduation pathways is something new I want to tell you guys about. By show of hands, has anybody heard of graduation pathways yet? Okay, I'm so glad to talk to you about this today. I've been doing a lot of presentations again to local chambers and different organizations, and usually it's about 50-50 in the room of who's heard of graduation pathways. But this is a new initiative that's already been passed by legislation, and Indiana high school students, starting with the graduating class of 2023, are going to have to complete something that's called graduation pathways. So these are really pathways that help students go to their career opportunities in the future. And there are new requirements that will allow them to choose a path that tailors to their interests, abilities, and aspirations after graduating. I've put the site to the Department of Ed's website on here because this is a fantastic resource to look at. If you don't take anything away today, take this. This is the big thing. Graduation pathways. Go to in.gov and look up graduation pathways, because this is coming down the pike, and it's extremely important that I get this information out to employers, because it's not going to be successful if only the K-12 schools know about it and only the students if we don't have employer partners on board. So let me kind of dive a little deeper into this and explain what it is. What are the requirements? Some requirements are not changing. Graduation requirement number 1, the students will still have to obtain a high school diploma. That is not changing. The second thing is, okay, they will have to demonstrate employability skills. And this is where Work and Learn Indiana is going to come in, because we have been approved by the Department of Workforce Development as an approved site per se that students can go to obtain their employability skills. And number 3, they are also going to have to still do their post-secondary ready competencies. So what's that? That's your ACTs, your SATs, your ASVABs. So basically, the new requirement that you're looking at today is learning and demonstrating employability skills. And let me show you a little bit more about this. Okay. Let me go back on this slide real quick. So there's 3 squares kind of on the side of this, on the part of this slide: work-based learning, service-based learning, project-based learning. Those are all different options somebody can do for the employability skills. So you can still partner for like the JAG program. That's still going to be an approved pathway. Work and Learn Indiana is going to be an approved pathway. There's still going to be several other options. But earlier I was talking about the EARN program and how the EARN program is dollars for those employers and those college students. They're also expanding the EARN program to high school students. So these high school students that are going to be required to do work-based learning while they're in school are now going to be able to get funded. They're also going to be able to be paid internships for these high school students. So Indiana General Assembly expanded the EARN program to include high schools, beginning with the graduating class of 2023. And the EARN expansion is designed to increase equitable access and to support students in meeting the state graduation pathways requirements. So how this is going to work, because they won't be applying for FAFSA in high school, it's going to be based on the free and reduced lunch applications. So if they are receiving free and reduced lunch, then they would be eligible for the EARN dollars, for the EARN internships. So we're actually doing a high school program expansion grant right now. Today is November 15th. This is the day that we are accepting what we're calling letters of interest from the local K-12 school districts. So we're actually going to be doing a $1 million pilot. So before the 2023 school year starts, they're actually starting a grant expansion in the spring. So we're piloting this with 5 to 10 different school districts across the state. We are looking at rural, metro, urban, private, all different kinds of schools across different parts of the states, because we know there are going to be hiccups. This is not going to be an easy step. You know, there's going to be a lot of learning curves. We're also offering up to $25,000 for each school that is going to be a pilot school with this expansion, because we understand school districts are going to need supportive services. For those rural counties, they're going to have to figure out transportation, how to get students to go to a site and actually do their internship. They're going to have to look at things like, do they need steel-toed boots? Do they need proper business attire? Do they need uniforms? So there's supportive services dollars that are put into this pilot because school districts are going to need support. There's also going to be a stipend for the coordinator, whether that's a work-based learning coordinator at the school, or whether that's a guidance counselor or specific teacher that's going to help operate this pilot. There's going to be some ups and downs with getting this program into place, but it is a requirement that's coming down the pipe. So that's another thing that I really wanted to talk to employers about, is high school students are going to need places to get these requirements completed. And they're really looking at those industries like manufacturing, which makes great sense for Lafayette, as well as IT and health services, logistics and transportation. So there's a great need. Again, the school districts have heard about this for years because it was passed by legislation in 2019, but it's almost time for this to happen. So that's really what I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to let you guys know, first and foremost, Indiana INTERNnet changed their name to Work and Learn Indiana. I wanted to let you know that there is a wonderful EARN program that's out there for college students and for employers, and that with graduation pathways coming down the pipe, that there will be a need for K-12 school districts to work with employers to help get these high school students the requirements they need, and there will be funding available to help pay for these internship programs for high school students. So those are the things I wanted to talk about. I would love, if it's okay with the room, to take any questions, because I know I threw a lot of content out there in about a 15-minute period. So even online, if we have any questions, if anybody either wants to unmute or put it in the chat, I'm happy to help facilitate any of those questions.
I've got one.
Yes.
So you, getting on to this, you're, in order to kind of preview or look to see who's out there, what's going on, you actually have to sign up and register an actual job posting first, or just register?
So
Just to kind of get your feet wet, just to see what's going on there.
okay. So if you wanted to kind of look at our site and see what students or anything out there, you would just need to register on the Work and Learn site. Again, that takes about 10 minutes for an employer, but just because you register on our site doesn't mean you have to go and post an internship right now.
Okay.
So it's more just giving you access to our site. But again, before any organization can go on our site, we go through a pretty I don't want to say strict, but thorough. We go through a thorough check to make sure the organization is in Indiana, that they have the right intent. For instance, I had an employer that reached out the other day. They registered on our site, but I couldn't figure out who the person really was. His LinkedIn page didn't line up with the organization he said he was with. So I wanted to know, I digged a little more. I'm like, what's your role with your organization? What type of internships do you see yourself posting in the future? I don't want to let anybody on our site to have access to the information that's on there. So I try to do my part, and our team tries to do our part to make sure they're legitimate organizations with the right intent. So great question. Thanks for asking that. Anyone else?
I guess
Go
I have
ahead,
one
throw
more.
it at me.
In all of that you went through with assistants and stuff like that, I mean, really at the end of the day, that's all done in the background. I mean, it's good to know about all that stuff, but really for anybody going onto the site, it's really just kind of identify, do they get assistance or do they not get assistance? Correct?
Well, it's a place to see if they are EARN eligible, and every single internship that gets posted has to Okay, so like, let's say you are wanting to post an internship on our site. You don't have to say you only want to earn students, but if you wanted to, it would have to be denoted that way. So we could find students that are eligible that way. So the flags, those green flags would denote if your internship
Okay.
is earn eligible. Anyone else have any questions?
One question, yeah, that 50% intrigued me. That's why I'm here. I mean, I thought, wow, we're gonna pay 50%. That is pretty attractive.
It is.
But is there a lot of things you have to go through to get that reimbursed? If you register, we place, you help us place, it's almost automatic then you qualified, and then you just have to show your pay records through a payroll service that you've paid this individual the money, and then you back credit that somehow.
Basically, I mean, honestly, it's very simple process. The Commission for Higher Education is the one that is reimbursing the funds, the state funds. And they use a system that's called Scholar Track. So you as the employer would be able to go in, put in the hours, put in the dates, and that's how you get reimbursed. So it's as simple on the front end as you posting the internship that aligns with those things that I pointed out earlier. You know, it must be at least 8 weeks, but less than a year. It can't be, you know, more than 25% administrative. So as long as you're, you know, abiding by those guidelines, then we will approve, like we at Work and Learn Indiana approve the earned internships, but then the commission on the back end reimburses the funds.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a fairly simple process. And there are not other organizations that you can get the earned dollars through. That's something that's unique about Work and Learn Indiana, because we have that partnership with Commission for Higher Education, and the program is run under, you know, the Indiana Chamber of Commerce. We're that one site that you can go to get those funds.
I don't know if you can hear me, but I am online with Zoom. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
We were not actually able to see your slides. Is it possible for you to email a copy of those out to the Zoom attendees?
Yep, I've already sent one over, so he should be able to get those to you later today.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you for letting us know that you were not able to see those. So hopefully we can figure that out for next time. Yeah, go ahead.
So obviously, the ones that are qualifying for the assistant, stuff like that, you identified the 12 hours, 20 hours, stuff like that. Is that the same for all of everybody that would potentially be an intern through this? Or is that in terms of those hours, basically? So is that across the board or just the individuals under that?
For earn.
For the earn?
Yes.
So if this is just an intern
Mhm.
that we, you know,
There were-
went through this process and they don't have anything to do with that, they don't really fall under that guideline of only 20 hours or 40 hours. this and that.
Correct.
Okay.
Those are the earn requirements. So
Okay.
there would be more
Really just
flexibility.
between us and that particular student.
Exactly.
Okay.
Any other questions online or in the room?
What kind of things will you be teaching them as far as skills?
Employability skills?
Yes.
So we will not be teaching them whatsoever. This is between the employer. So those employers in the, again, the manufacturing, the IT, the logistics, transportation, healthcare. We are basically just an approved site where the internships for the high school students can be marketed. But the skills, I mean, what is required of these students is that they get work-based learning training, show up to work every day on time, do what their boss, their supervisor tells them to do. I mean, it's nothing with Work and Learn Indiana. That's all between the student and the employer.
There's not basic skills that you would teach in the school though at all?
Not us, no, this is completely external. This is between the employer and
Do
the,
schools not teach that kind of stuff anymore? Though?
I mean, I have no
I'm
idea
curious.
what's being, you know, honestly, I don't know what's being taught in the K-12 school districts. This is-
Does everyone on the site have some kind of resume that they're identifying what their interests are, or what they may have done in either high school or in college, I would assume?
I'm not sure where.
Well, in other words, you identify, you go to the website, or excuse me, you register register, you look through to see various different people who are interested in this stuff.
Yes, well, yes.
And at the end of the day, I mean, the students
Mhm.
who are already in college, I'm assuming it's gonna identify kind of what they're doing now. So that if what they're trying to learn in college corresponds to what we're trying to do,
Absolutely.
then we could find them there. And then I would think that even the
High
the
school.
high school kids would have some kind of, what are they doing in high school or whatever, what are their interests? For me, it would be, are you electronic, or are you this, or
Right.
you mechanically inclined, whereas others, it would be, I'm sure it would be different, but is there anything? Is there anything? Kids that would identify what they're interested in, or what kind of training have they taken in high school?
I sure hope so.
Okay,
I mean, I would assume, okay, I have a daughter who's a 7th grader, and she is already working with her guidance counselors to figure out her pathway for high school. I mean, again, this has been passed by legislation for several years already, and the school districts are already working with those students to figure out what their pathways will be for high school. So, I mean, I would hope that those guidance counselors and those work-based learning coordinators that are at the schools are working with those students, because they're gonna have to sell themselves to the employer to show off their skills and what they're wanting to accomplish and what they're wanting to learn, and kind of what their future looks like, in order to find the right opportunity for those students that are in high school.
so to kind of go with her question, I mean, it's kind of, when we see all of these people online, is there, how do you differentiate between this person's just there? I mean, what are,
Right.
That, I guess that's kind of, I think we're,
Sure.
what's their interest? What are they doing? What kind of training did they
And-
take in high school that relates to what we're trying to hire someone for?
Totally understand that. So that is a big reason that they're looking to put in that stipend for that work-based learning coordinator, because I'm under the impression that that person's job is to be working with that individual student to find them that right pathway, to help them, find out which opportunity aligns best with their need. So again, we're the platform, but when push comes to shove, this is all between the K-12 school and the employer. Like the coordinator at the school is going to be the one that's working with those. They're not trying to get every single employer in every single city, on board with this. This needs to be those, 5 to 10 employer partners that really can help those schools meet the needs for the students. So it's about those work-based learning coordinators having those partnerships already established with these go-to employers. So they know, okay, these are students looking for these opportunities, and these are the employers that have opportunities and can accept these high school students in to do these opportunities. So do I think everything is figured out? No way. It hasn't even been piloted yet, but this is going to happen. Like that's the thing. The graduation requirements are out there, and there are a lot of things that they're going to have to figure out. And quite honestly, that's why they're doing a pilot with, the 10 schools across the state, because they need to find out what works and what do they need help on. Do they need more help on the front end, figuring out how the students are going to get partnered with the employers and how to really sell the student to the employers? Probably. There are definitely going to be hills and valleys through this, but I really just wanted to let everybody know that this is going to happen, and we need employers to work with these K-12 school districts, because these students are going to need to find meaningful opportunities to help with that requirement.
I don't know what everybody else's business, but we're a restaurant.
Mhm.
It brings a whole different crowd.
Yep.
It's just amazing. It's why I'm asking is kids will come and interview for a job. They're not dressed well.
Sure.
I mean, their character, it's just interesting, the personality of these kids. They don't have etiquette even of things, So I'm not gonna bring somebody on staff that I have realized it's not gonna be customer service or smile or whatever at somebody. So that's why I'm asking about skills. I mean, I know parents should be teaching them, but the school doesn't teach like a resume. Oh my gosh, the resumes are unbelievable, that some people bring in, not just high school or college, but, so that's why I'm asking about skills. There's
And I
like
think
nothing
it's
but-
so dependent upon each and every school district. Like I was talking, that I have a 7th grader, and I know in 8th grade, she has a career readiness requirement
See,
for
no,
a
that's
course.
nice to hear.
But I mean, I'm sure that's not every school district across the state. I mean, I don't work in the K-12, so I really don't know what the requirements are.
It sounds like we're just gonna have to look at your site and see what we can see on these individuals.
Yeah, and
And kind
the
of make up our
the
own
high
minds.
school students aren't really even on the site yet. I mean, it's 2023.
You're just trying to match us up.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's it. I mean,
It's a matching linking.
that's basically it. Flood us to the site, flood the students to the site, flood us, and it'll start
And
evolving.
then the coordinators at the school district are the in-between person. So if an employer's like, hey, I'm looking for 4 students to come in and work in, this logistics position, then that work-based learning coordinator would really be the liaison between the employer and the student.
Maybe you need to get a project and help them.
We have lots of projects.
All right, well, I appreciate your time, and do I hand it back over? or-
Brooklyn will take it
All
from
right.
here. I probably should make sure the slide shit.
Good job. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You want to tell us something?
Well, I don't think she knows. I think it just really comes.
It'd be really good.
So let's get your.
Give us till 90%.
So the-
Yeah, there's still a lot of unknowns.
Well, the pilot's going to some down, yeah. I mean, we just hired a veteran not from there. He's only like 24 or something. But he's always wanted to be a cook and chef and restaurant hospitality.
Do they do by credit?
No, we're not, no, he's not in the deep, but I'm writing application.
See, they may call, we may hire them out of this
I mean, that's what he's on the school. See,
They're
that's what-
saying,
Okay.
a student off the street. On the site.
Hey, good morning. Excited to be with you and kick off the week discussing recruitment and retention strategies and resources within our local region. Again, my name is Brooklyn Burton. I'm the Executive Director of Career Coaching and Employer Connections at Ivy Tech Community College. And I'm excited to be here to talk to you about the resources that we have available in regards to work and learn, talk about some recruitment strategies, as well as retention strategies for employers. All right, so as we dig into this, I really want to talk about just some key findings. We partnered with MC, who provides us data analytics, and they provided us an economic impact report to really discuss and show the impact that we're making within our 9-county campus service area. So as you can see, there's a number of areas, but Ivy Tech has supported the equivalent of 642 jobs in our local campus service region. So we have those opportunities to develop and build those work and learn experiences with our students. Again, as you can see, alumni have the greatest impact on the state, leading to higher earnings and increased productivity of businesses that employ them. In fiscal year 18-19, Ivy Tech Lafayette alumni generated $108.9 million in added income for the county economy. In Lafayette, Ivy Tech employs 563 full-time and part-time faculty staff with a total operation of $29 million, contributing again to the local economy. And the expenditures of retained students in fiscal year 18-19 also added $2.6 million in income to the local economy. So just some really great information about the impact that we're making within our region, with our students, and with Ivy Tech Community College. So again, as we start to talk about student success and work and learn experiences and those recruitment and retention strategies, I want to talk a little bit about career coaching and employer connections. As you can see, I've provided the vision and mission of career coaching and employer connections, but what I really want to drill down on is the purpose. And so with career coaching and employer connections, we really work with students and work with academics alongside them to develop those career readiness skills or employability skills trainings that we're talking about throughout the duration of a student's journey at Ivy Tech Community College. Where we once had career development and workforce training housed in 2 separate areas, we've now put them under one roof. And prior to that, we had 4 individuals in both of those areas. We've now increased the capacity of that to 10 individuals to serve our students alongside academics, our admissions, and advising. We're really excited to be able to work to help students, to empower them to be able to make those career choices and to be able to really deepen our engagement with employers, to be able to connect them to students for what we're talking about today, for those work and learn experience as well as those career opportunities. So again, for career coaching and employer connections for our students, again, we are really shifting our institutional approach to career coaching and employer connections and really creating that early engagement and consistent engagement in regards to career coaching. What this also does is it intertwines those students to those career exposures and embeds those work and learn experiences. As we've talked a little bit about today in regards to graduation pathways, we're really starting to implement those employability skills training and work and learn experiences through what we call a career development portfolio. It's this portable portfolio that students can work with throughout their academic journey at Ivy Tech, where we work with them to meet with a career coach consistently, get that work and learn experiences with employers, as well as develop those employability skills training opportunities through things like maybe attending a business etiquette opportunity on campus, working on their resume, developing their LinkedIn profile, being able to talk about the skills that they're developing through their work and learn experience, as well as what they're developing through their education, and talking about how they transfer into those opportunities, right? To make them valuable for the individuals on the call today, employers. So it's through that where we're really deepening that relationship for both our individual students, our employers, and Ivy Tech at large in our 9-county campus service area. And so as we talk about that next piece is for employers. Again, we want to work with employers. We want to align those career experiences and exposures to help meet your needs, right? To help you with your recruitment and retention for your jobs of today and for your jobs of the future. Again, we can work alongside employers through our employer consultants that I'll talk about to prepare incumbent workers, right? With robust training, with training that you need to skill up individuals so you can meet that maximum productivity that you need. And we can work to place and skill up workforce and empower your employees. And again, build those strategic pathways so that you get that better return on your investment. So again, like I discussed, we have career coaches. These career coaches work with our students. They're there to develop them in regards to their careers and work with them in regards to those employability skills that employers desire, work with them on their career development portfolio, and be able to even do assessments, right? For them to really understand what career pathways do they want to take and what do those careers look like. So our career coaches really work with them to establish not just that job search plan, but also what that job search looks like and what's needed for that job search so that the student has success as well as the employer when engaging with our students. Here's a big piece that we added. We have talent connection managers that utilize resources, maybe such as Work and Learn Indiana, to be able to connect Ivy Tech talent to work and learn experiences. And so when I say work and learn experiences, what I mean is it could be job shadow, it could be internship, it could be a registered apprenticeship, it could be a non-registered apprenticeship. Maybe it's just going there for one day. We've done that too in those job shadows. So we could look at micro pathways. It's what you want to develop and what's a best fit for you as an employer and how we connect those students to those opportunities. And so we have talent connection managers that can help employers do that. One example that we're recently piloting is we're working with our School of Agriculture. And so we had about 7 employers come. They did an employer panel with about 20 plus of our students. We had another session where we worked with the students and our career coaches did on employability skills training. And then we're going to have a third session with those students where we start connecting them to work and learn experiences of those employers. So we're really getting started in that pathway of connecting to students to employers for those opportunities. And then to deepen that engagement even more, we have employer consultants. And this is where we talk about identifying and working with you to align your training needs to strategic pathways. And so this is where those employer consultants come in and they're there to listen to what are your needs and what solutions can we build for you. Maybe it's onboarding. Maybe it's a registered apprenticeship that you're looking at. But whatever that is, we have employer consultants that work with employers across our region to help you develop those training pathways. So I want to talk a little bit more as we start digging down into this and what that looks like as degrees and certificates. I think when a lot of people hear Ivy Tech Community College, they think an associate's degree, which is great because it is a certificate opportunity. But we actually have a number of certificates that are available for individuals. Education, as we know, and I think even employment, as we know, is not a one size fits all. So at Ivy Tech, we have opportunities for short-term certificates, which are around 18 credit hours, to our technical certificates that hit in the 30+ range in regards to credit hours, as well as our associate degrees, which are looking around 60 credit hours. And so we really have diverse the certificate opportunities for individuals to get skilled up, to get connected to work and learn experiences, and then for both of you to have a successful career pathway that you're building or career opportunity for individuals. So just to give you an example, our School of Advanced Manufacturing, Engineering, and Applied Science has a number of opportunities. We have industrial technology, we have our advanced automation and robotics technology, think about industrial 3.0, and then we just started our smart manufacturing and digital integration, our industry 4.0 certification. We also have building and construction opportunities, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, and then transportation and logistics, automotive technology as well. So again, this is where I want to show that breakdown of the certificate pathways that we have available. So as you can see, as industrial technology, we have a certificate that's 21 credit hours. We have a technical certificate at 34, and the associate applied science at 60 credit hours. And I just want to note that advanced manufacturing is not just the only area that has these certifications available. We have it in supply chain and logistics, information technology, School of Business Administration, and the list goes on in regards to some of these short-term certifications that we have available in order to skill up the workforce and create those work and learn experiences for individuals. So again, I provided another example for our automation and robotics technology. As I talked about, advanced manufacturing is a wealth driver for our area as well as the state of Indiana, but it's not the only. We have a diverse number of employers that are with us today. And so again, as much as we talk about advanced manufacturing and it is a critical need, there are a number of areas that need those to develop individuals and put them into work and learn experiences. So again, here I'm showing you examples of the School of Business and Supply Chain. What I do want to point out onto here is if you look under transportation and logistics, this is another area where we're developing work and learn experiences. So right now we have a non-credit training option, which is 3 weeks of CDL training that's on the Lafayette Ivy Tech campus site. And what we do there is individuals going through training, we have the employers again come on site, and when those students have completed, we connect them to those employers for job placement after that 3-week non-credit training. If individuals or employers want to continue to skill up, then they could do our CDL Plus training as well, which is a continuation of about 2 courses in supply chain and logistics. And I'm excited because there we've seen about a 97% completion rate, and we're placing most of those students as well. So on top of this, we talk about, employer needs, and putting individuals into those work and learn experiences. It could be our students, or it could maybe even be your incumbent workforce. When you talk about on-the-job training, we have interdisciplinary degrees. This is more of a a la carte opportunity. So for example, you may see some of our certification opportunities and think, oh, I really need to switch this out because I have this need. We can really work with you to develop a customized interdisciplinary degree. This right now is in our School of Advanced Manufacturing, but we can also do some of this in regards to business administration as well. So here's just a quick note of employers that we are working with. Many of the employers here, we are doing a number of interdisciplinary degrees for them so that they can take their incumbent workforce and get them skilled up. We're working on developing those internship placements Some of these, we have registered and unregistered apprenticeships as well. So we're just really excited about the opportunity for work and learn experiences. As Ashley mentioned, from Work and Learn Indiana, this is the opportunity to get people in there, to get them into your culture, to get them skilled up and really help with retention. We're seeing that success with the employers that we're working with here. So again, through career coaching and employer connections, it's just, the opportunity for us to help you in securing that qualified talent through consistent recruiting strategies. And that's in working with our employer consultants, our talent connection managers, and it's through our career coaches, again, developing those students for those work and learn experiences, developing those employer skills trainings that employers desire, and having that career development portfolio for our students to take with them so they can tell you, I worked on my resume, I went to networking, and be able to talk about their transferable skills. And it's all of this and the resources that we talked about today that's going to help us all be successful. So thank you so much for allowing me to be here today. I'll open it up to you all with any questions.
I don't know what registered or unregistered apprenticeships are.
So a registered apprenticeship would be like a Department of Labor registered apprenticeship. So that's where we would work with maybe our, we have a coordinator that's in our systems office, or we would work with maybe the Workforce Development Board, Region 4 Workforce Board, and we would develop a curriculum. And that would have to be vetted and processed through the Department of Labor and receive approval from there with the employer. Yeah, and then, yeah.
I think that John, John from, he's got a question.
Okay.
Someone, John Huey had his hand up.
Okay.
John, can you hear us?
I apologize. I don't have a question. That's okay. Thank you.
Hi, John.
You still have your job posting site?
We do. Yes, we do. So thank you for saying that. I feel like I'm talking about so much. I miss things. So yes, so at Ivy Tech, we have a Hire Ivy, and that's where we can go in. That's their free job site. And you can put in your job postings, internships, or apprenticeship opportunities there as well. Thank you for saying that.
If you connect through them, does that automatically push it to you?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah, good question. No, our portals are not connected. So they would be two separate portals, Hire Ivy, and then the Work and Learn Indiana portal. Mark, I'll turn it over to you. Thank you.
So occasionally I teach the professionalism and business class in the
Yes.
business section. I think
Yes.
it's business 273. So if you get one of my students, you know they're gonna.
That's right. Mark's awesome.
Okay, yeah, so I want to thank everyone for attending today. I want to thank Ashley and Brooklyn for both being here. And I encourage you to reach out to them and get in touch with them. If you have any questions, you're going to get the PowerPoints after it's over today. And I apologize, I thought I clicked screen share and I didn't. So I did do it for Brooklyn's presentation though. So, but I'll make sure that you get that information. And thank you. If you have any questions, email me or contact anyone that's here today. Very well. All right. Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you all.